Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank Mountaineer Faithful, Mountaineer Nation for showing out tonight and giving us everything they got from an energy and crowd perspective. You know, we have no idea how much that means to us with a team that struggled throughout the course of the year and had our challenges, and you know, that means the world to us to have that backing each and every night. And, please don't give up on us. We're fighting and clawing and doing everything we can to shore this up. Second thing, just want to send my thoughts, prayers, and condolences to Seth Wilson's family. He lost his grandmother a couple days ago and lost his father a couple years ago, so he's had a rough go of it, and that's why he wasn't in attendance tonight. So thoughts and prayers to Seth Wilson and his family.
Questions?
Josh, start with defense. They hit shots. They're good offensively, but were you happy or dishappy with your defense? What was that end of it like for you?
You know, some of it's going to come down to closeouts and you know, pick and roll coverage and what we're trying to do on X and out on the backside. So there's things we clean up, but I think the most glaring ones for me are the step-in shots off second chance opportunities. And when you give them that many easy buckets, and I don't know what the number is in terms of how many threes they got off a second chance, and step-in shots, that's a pretty easy shot to make, you know, especially the talent they have on that roster, you know, top to bottom, how balanced they are. You know, anytime they get an offensive rebound, there's multiple guys to kick out to and knock down shots, and that was certainly one of our issues tonight, is shoring up our rebounding. And you know, the numbers aren't terrible. We're -12 or -2 in terms of rebounding, but those 9 offensive rebounds led to 22 second chance points. So that's a critical issue, as well as, you know, certainly taking care of the ball. You know, we didn't take care of the ball tonight, and I keep telling these guys, you know, we got to control the game with our offense, and we got to get the absolute best look we can get. And that first half, having, you know, I believe eight live ball turnovers, put us in quite the hole, and we didn't start the second half very good either. So, you know, the sense of urgency, you know, we can't wait to pick that up and pick that fight and competitive nature up until we're down, you know, double digits. So it's got to be, you know, we got to shore some of those up in the short spurts.
What can you say about Jacoby Walter's performance? I mean, just kid's a freshman, just balling out there.
No, it's an unbelievable performance. I mean, he wasn't the most efficient by looking at the numbers. I mean, 4 for 14, but he certainly didn't back down on the road at all as a freshman. And sometimes you'll see that guys get tentative on the road, and as a freshman, that's a pretty incredible performance. But, you know, you look at their box score, you know, 10, 13, 20, 23, 18, 10. They're a really balanced offensive team, and that's what makes them really good. And consequently, you know, we're 25, 21, 9, and 8. You know, so we didn't have that balance, but it really came down to, you know, us taking care of the ball and shoring that up from an offensive perspective, and not finishing possessions on the defensive rebounding.
Outside of turnovers, were you pleased with the offense? I mean, you shot fairly well, put up numbers there.
We get good looks, and I feel like if we execute correctly and everybody's on the same page, we're going to get a good look. You know, 53%. You know, I'll take that every night. But you know, consequently, you know, they shot 53%. You know, and got you know, 5 more shot attempts up, and you know, the numbers game, once again, you know, they got 12 threes, we got 8. And it looks like the rebound or the free throws aren't that terribly, you know, it's pretty even there. So they certainly, you know, from a numbers perspective, they got 4 more threes than us, and a lot of those probably came off second chance opportunities.
Coach, the last 3 games, Texas, Baylor, TCU, they've all shot pretty good percentages against you guys. When you talk about cleaning stuff up, I mean, at this point, Does the stuff you have to clean up, does that pile get bigger, I guess, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Baylor's really not the team to zone by any means, but the way that it was going, you know, they're kind of having their way there for a while, so we had to kind of change something. And for the most part, you know, the zone was fairly effective early, but you know, one of those issues is rebounding. You got to be able to finish possession, and we didn't do so. So, but back to the defense. I mean, it hasn't been our strong point by any means from the beginning, and it's a very strong physical league, and you know, we don't have the that big strong physical presence out there. So the way the game's called is critically important.
Josh, the turnovers in the first half, it seemed like it was passing a lot of the stuff too. It just like knocked first and shots. They turned around and it was much better at the second half.
Yeah, there's a couple, like, you know, we can certainly look at a few of them. We're bounce passing, entry passes on the perimeter, which, you know, is certainly not something you want to do to give that type of timing in terms of running through those. But, you know, it's not always on the guard. Sometimes it's timing in which we're cutting to get open or whatever that may be. So guards usually take the brunt of it when you turn it over that many times, but sometimes it's the timing in which we're cutting to get open or lack thereof.
You mentioned consistency often this season too, and I'm imagining that's part of it too, where you can be crisp and move the ball fast on offense and have good stretches. But how does it get away sometimes, and how can you do get it back so it's there? Are there habits that contribute to that? Is it just like people fade on focus for a little bit?
That might be it. You know, it's a mental game as much as it is a physical game. So if you let your guard down at any time, good teams will take advantage of it. So you know, and this time of year, I mean, we're mid-February. Everybody's scouted everybody very, very well, and if you don't, if you're always looking for that primary option and not looking into your secondary option and third option, sometimes you know, typically that first option is usually very well scouted.
Josh, do you get a sense that when Jesse's in versus Jesse's out, obviously your offense changes a lot, and what you're trying to do, is that difference so big that it makes it difficult maybe for your team to kind of jump from one to the other quickly and keep continuity?
Yeah, I mean, you look down the box score. Jesse played 24 minutes. He was a +6. We need him on the floor. He's critical to our success. And it's not like we don't have other guys to throw out there, but we need him on the floor, and we need him. We got, like I told him in the locker room when we came out, it's like we got to look at every single one of these situations to where and figure out what we can control in terms of keeping you out of foul trouble. You know, and I remember a possession in practice yesterday where he was, you know, 35 feet from the basket, and he reached, and it was something you know, I used as a teaching point. That's not what we want. We need him on the floor. He can't have those mental lapses where he's reaching and putting himself in a bad position.
Coach, I promise I'm not going to try to get you fined $25,000 on this one.
That'd be helpful.
My words, the game was not, you know, there's been better officiating games. My words. With that said, what did Kerr, I mean, did he let the frustrations get to him, not adjust? I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean, Kerr plays with, I mean, incredible amount of emotion out there, and sometimes it can be to his detriment in terms of you know, arguing calls or getting involved in that, and like I tell him each and every day, let me handle that. I'm not going to get into the officiating.
Right, I know.
Anything else? Thanks, David.
Thank you.